What is going on, all of my living, breathing, walking, amazing people of the planet and or the non? I am D Venom. You are all tuned into Raising Vibrations Podcast. I hope all of my people of the planet, especially my people of addiction and or functioning addicts, are staying on that straight and narrow and doing everything possible to elude psychic vampires, negative energies, including Podbean trolls and scallywags from one's lives. We all should know by now that those particular elements only take away from our energies and our vibrations. If we could elude them at all costs, we have done our own selves some justice and a huge favor. And with that being said, let's get into tonight's episode, starting right now. All right, you guys, as mentioned, I am D Venom, and you are all tuned into Raising Vibrations Podcast. I didn't mention the feathered friends because they're not with me. I'm not at home. I am across the street, of course, recording this particular episode recording this episode. My bad. Anyway, it's a beautiful night here in Arizona, to say the least. And, I, amongst a lot of other people, are taking advantage of her cool, calm, and collective night. And I love being within the universe's house, regardless if it's raining or, whatever. It's always a blessing to be a part of her home. She's very inviting, and even though we don't treat her home right, she still invites us in. Anyway, I was at this very park last night recording an hour worth of content for you guys in regard to addiction and relapse. And when I went to play that episode back, I don't know what the hell happened. This is a brand new microphone, so I know my microphone should not be, messing up. I just feel like Satan did not want me to put the word out there in regard to what I have been going through regarding my relapse and addiction and all of that type of stuff. Because I was standing in my power and I was speaking my truth, and it was about an hour long worth of content that pretty much I'm going to have to delete because it was just distorted in regard to how everything sounded. I sounded like I was in the damn Matrix for real. And of course I wasn't going to put that out there for the people to listen to, because if it was harsh to my ears, it would have been harsh to your guys' ears as well. So here I am once again recording this episode all over, and hopefully, after a test run, everything will be okay. Anyway, you guys, yes, addiction and relapse has been a major thing that has been going on behind the scenes, behind the mic, so to speak. This is another reason why I haven't been too active on my platform here, or consistent in regard to episodes. I have enough episodes to last me for a while, and to last you guys for a while. So I'm really not tripping about that. But I had to deal with the situation at hand. And trust me, it's a situation. These relapses have been quite interesting, to say the least. Not all of my relapses has been centered around sexual activity and stuff like that. I have met some individuals that, turned my ass down, but we ended up having a very decent intellectual conversation with each other. And it's what I get for thinking that the less fortunate are stupid. These people are very smart. They could be a motherfucking college professional. You know what I'm saying? That's how smart they are. The only thing that I can see that's wrong with these individuals are the fact that, just like I am, they are caught up in the Matrix, and some of them have a way to get out and some of them don't. To be honest with you, a lot of them, truly want to stay in the Matrix. Regardless of if they have a way out, they're choosing to stay in. My choice is to get the fuck out. It's just difficult to do so. When you have been an addict for as long as I have been, it's going to take a lot in order to get methamphetamine out of my system because, I've been a user ever since my Vegas days. And I haven't really gave myself a chance for a huge hiatus from it, in order to get my mind, body, and spirit right. Excuse me. And I've told you guys this on several occasions. If I don't have me right, I can't, if I don't have me right, I can't be right for, someone else. So I definitely have to focus on, getting me aligned, so that I can be there for other people. And don't get it twisted. Even through, relapse or whatever, I still have been there for other people that needed, my energy. And, I gave it to them. Regardless of if I was going through my own situation or not. Yes, I'm that empath. I'm that powerful that, I'm still going through a fucking addiction or whatever the case may be. And I'm still able to lend my energies to individuals out there within the world that, that need it. Anyway, I don't know where to begin in regard to where this relapse occurrence started. I just know that either last month sometime, I don't know, I think it was last month sometime, I went off the straight and narrow big time. I went on a huge binge in regard to methamphetamine. I spent, not all together, but on an intermittent basis, close to, or if not, over $200 and some alone, chasing the dragon. And what I mean by that is, there has been stories that I've heard of people who got high for the first time, not necessarily on methamphetamine, but whatever they, got high on, pills, coke, crack, whatever. And the feeling that they got from it, the blissful, euphoric feeling and the sexual feeling and just everything that they experienced was just that powerful. And, you will never get that feeling back again. And it's what a lot of people chase, including myself. I want that very first experience that I had when I first tried methamphetamine. It wasn't a powerful feeling, but I am very thankful to the universe. And I'm thankful to you motherfucking dealers out there that have changed the ingredients of methamphetamine. I thank you guys because it is turning me the fuck off. Y'all putting all this fentanyl and shit in it and whatever else the case may be. And it has become a very nasty, even though it was nasty to begin with, but, it has become a very nasty street drug. I'm hearing that people are mixing shit in tubs and all type of shit to, just get this cheap ass motherfucking methamphetamine. After a couple of hits of it, it turned brown and all type of shit. And it's just really nasty. And it does not give me the same effect that I received back in my Vegas years. Thank God that I don't, because I would be way deep into my addiction had it been the same ingredients like it was back in them days. But there still is enough potency in regard to today's methamphetamine to stimulate me sexually, which has pretty much caused some issues. But anyway, yes, altogether, I have spent that much money searching for this particular methamphetamine that I'm looking for. And, it's very difficult to find. From what I understand, the bikers usually have the good dope. Then come your cartel, in regard to the Mexicans. They're next up in they're up next in line in regard to having, some fantastic methamphetamine. I'm not going to lie about it. But nowadays, like I said, it's just turned into a nasty street drug that is pretty much killing off a lot of damn people. And, it's just doing some damage. And if I'm not careful in regard to what I am spending my money on, I'm going to get a hold of something that's going to, harm me. And, anyway, it's been going down in regard to relapses. My car got harmed in this situation a couple of days ago, if I'm not mistaken. But it wasn't that long ago that this incident happened. And, her stereo portion of, the stereo portion of my car is pretty much damaged, the plastic part. Everything else still displays in regard to like the music and stuff like that, the timing and the GPS and whatever, all that still displays. It's just this crack that it's this crack that is bothering. Excuse me. It's this crack on her that's bothering me, and it's all due to my impetuosity. I guess I will go into the story. Anyway, I had spent some money on, some methamphetamine. I'm not sure if it was that particular day or the day prior or whatever. I just know I spent money on the shit, and, I did some, and I was out scallywag hunting. This was later on at night. Anyway, I went to a particular area here in Arizona called the Square. I'm not going to give too much away in regard to that particular area. I just know that it's off of Bell, and I do know the name of the I do know the name of the other major cross street, but I'm not going to say it. Bell is good enough for you guys. And shit, the name the Square is good enough for y'all motherfuckers. Run with that and let that be the reason. Anyway, there are businesses and stuff that are active in this area. And, also there are a hell of a lot of scallywags. And I don't know what you want to call the females that hang out in the area and do drugs or whatever, but there's a lot of them that hang out in this area, and they don't give a damn if it is broad daylight. The aluminum foil is broke out. The straws are being used to suck down the damn, smoke of the fentanyl and whatever else the case may be. And come on, people. And don't get me wrong. I'm not here to down these people for doing what they're doing, but there's a way to do things. And I even caught myself being a part of that environment and doing what they were doing. And I had to catch my own self. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing, bitch? You have a whole job for some of everything else, and you out here smoking, not in broad daylight, but, at nighttime, I'm still, a part of that, yeah. So anyway, I'm not sure if I scored a scallywag the earlier part of that day, because I'm pretty sure I was getting high pretty much all day that day. But anyway, I'm not sure if I caught a scallywag the earlier part of the day. And if I did, I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to continue on living life on the edge and, looking for a piece of damn dick. So I went to the Square. It was hidden on some shit, don't get me wrong. But in regard to the scallywag selection, I wasn't satisfied. So I decided I was going to go across the street to Quick Trip to see what was hanging out there. Now, we all know in Arizona, and not just Arizona, but, I don't know what it is about convenience stores and gas stations and shit where homeless people and scallywags and whatever hang out and beg for money and do drugs and all that. But it's really active at this particular Quick Trip, and I figured I would score there, which I did, and I should have just left everything alone and took my ass home, but I didn't. Anyway, I parked in front of the Quick Trip, but not in front of the doors, but close to the doors enough for me to see what the hell was going in and coming out. Anyway, I was there for about maybe 10 minutes or so, and a Hispanic scallywag came walking out, and they went over to a bicycle. Obviously, it was theirs. And, me being beyond less than smart, I'm still riding around, impetuously with my, methamphetamine utensil and, the product. That's how I get my scallywags pretty much. It's power. I reel them in that way. Anyway, I was, waving I was somewhat discreetly waving the pipe back and forth, enough to get their attention. And, it worked. They, seen what I was doing, and they walked over to the car. We had a conversation, and the conversation turned into some sexual innuendo. And, they flat out told me, Hold on one second, you guys. I'm getting something to drink. Okay. They flat out told me that they would allow me to give them oral sex if I would pay them. And I was curious about how much they were talking about. I wasn't coming off the money, but I was just curious about what they were saying. They quoted a price of $100 for some uncut pito that was probably about 4 inches long and whatever else the case may be. But I was, under the influence somewhat of methamphetamine. I didn't care. I just wanted some dick. Anyway, I told them up front that I'm not coming off no money, especially $100. That's not happening. So I'm not sure if they misconstrued what I said, considering their nationality and the fact that their English was pretty chopped up, but they understood. Long story short, they still wanted to get in the vehicle. And I thought that it was clear that money was not going to be a factor. I have what you're looking for to a degree if you fuck around like that, which the motherfucker did. So anyway, if I have that, that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting your ass high and you getting some sexual favors or whatever the case may be, and let that be the reason. Anyway, the scallywag hid their bicycle because they didn't have a chain to, protect it from being stolen. So they hid it in some bushes, and we ended up going across the street to a well-known business. I won't say the name of it, but it's a well-known business in that area. They were closed, and the parking lot was, pretty dark in the area that we chose to park at. And I thought that, business was going to be conducted, and let that be the reason. Anyway, we find a parking spot that is secluded, and it was enough. How can I say it? Their bicycle was it was secluded enough for them to see where their bicycle was, to keep an eye on their bicycle from being stolen. I don't know what they were going to do, considering the bicycle, had it gotten stolen. I mean, you're in the car with me, and by the time you ran across the street or whatever, that child shit, them people would have been gone with that damn bike. But anyway, the scallywag brought up money again. And, I specifically told them that I'm not paying your ass. That's just the bottom line. You're going to get high. Obviously that's what you do. And, we're going to conduct this business. I'm going to get my sexual satisfaction on, and I'm going to go home and call it a night. That didn't happen. They persisted, and I persisted in regard to, no, it's not going down with money. And eventually, I guess they got upset about that. And they were murmuring some shit, and I was, listening into what they were saying. And they had said something about killing some people in Mexico. And it dawned on me, yes, sure the fuck did. And I made them, I repeated what they said. And I said, not verbatim, but I said, did you just say that you killed some people in Mexico or something like that? And then, he didn't really answer it. I don't know. It kind of, I guess the question set him off even more. Anyway, I'm not sure if he retrieved what he retrieved out of his coat pocket or whatever while he was in the car on his way out, or while he was standing in between the passenger door yelling at me or whatever, because I didn't see when he, reached for what he reached for. Anyway, I still didn't see what he had in his hands because he had it well hidden, and he was, still, yelling at me and, whatever else the case may be. And, I was defending myself to a degree, but I didn't want to anger the situation even more than what it already was. Why do you have this light all up in my damn car? Not you guys, but this car just pulled up, and I'm parked in a parking spot, and I'm parked the way that I'm supposed to be parked. This car is parked, pretty much got their lights all up in my damn car, and it's just like, why the fuck do you have your anyway? Anyway, so the scallywag, is still, yelling at me and chastising me in regard to not paying them. And, thank God the universe and source and whatever was on my side at that particular point, because, the scallywag reached in the car to swing. I think it was at me. Hold on one second, you guys. I'm going to move my spot because this car is getting on my motherfucking nerves. I'm trying to address you guys, and they just have their lights all up in my car, and I don't appreciate that. Anyway, so the scallywag, hold on one second. I'm going to find another parking spot so that I can address this situation in peace. I do apologize, you guys, but, some people are just extremely fucking nosy, and it's just like, damn, I can understand you parking just a regular way, just like I'm parked, but you're parked where your lights are all up in my damn car, and I understand I have a microphone that draws attention, but damn, I mean, that's rude as fuck to just have your lights just all up in someone's vehicle like that. Shit, go get yourself a motherfucking light, bitch. Okay, I think I will park here. Is this a parking spot? Hold on one second. I'm going to make it a parking spot. How about that? I'm still pissed off about that. That was rude as fuck. Damn. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, so anyway, the scallywag, he was that pissed off, 21:33 time of the recording. He was that pissed off at me to the point where he, literally swung in the car. And if it wasn't at me, he definitely meant to hit Misty, which is my car's stereo, stereo the thing, and it put a nice little crack in it, and I will take a picture of it, and when I have some time to upload it in the community section, y'all will see the damage that the scallywag did to my vehicle, which could have very well been my head, or it could, it could have been any part of my body that the scallywag could have hit me with this thing in his hand, and it could have damaged me. I couldn't have defended myself considering I'm on the passenger side with my seatbelt on. The only way that I could have defended myself is with Misty. I could have reversed on his ass while the door was still open, ran him over and whatever else. That would have escalated the situation even more, considering, I probably would have ran into him again. Arizona is only so big, you know what I'm saying? And, you just never know what could have happened. So I just really did not want to piss this man off no more than what I already did for wasting their time. Anyway, they, after they swung into the vehicle and hit Missy's stereo, section and cracked it, they said a couple of other choice words and slammed my door. And that was my cue to get the fuck up out of Dodge. And, I hurried up in reverse, and thank God they didn't hurry up and turn around and like hit the windshield or something like that. And I got up out of there. And you would think that I would have took my ass home, considering that was a very close call. I didn't do that. I kept on looking for a scallywag to fulfill my sexual needs. And, this is beyond, an addiction. I am calling for trouble. I am putting myself in harm's way. And for what? A piece of dirty ass dick and some methamphetamine and whatever else the case may be. But I'm such an addict to methamphetamine and a slave to Satan to a degree, that, it's hard to get out of the matrix. Now that I've been caught up in it for so long. But I forgot what else happened. I think I may have scored in regard to a scallywag and got, my sexual fulfillment, somewhat fulfilled. Anyway, a night was called and, I was able to, survive. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's been a lot going on in regard to this damn addiction and relapse. But not all of it has worked out in my favor. I came across some individuals that turned me down, but we still had gotten high with each other and had a very, very good intellectual conversation with each other. A lot of these people could be your motherfucking professional. You know, how can I say it? They could be your school scholar, teacher, or whatever the case may be. They're that educated. The only thing that I could see wrong with some of these individuals is the fact that they are caught up in the matrix. I ran across a person, off of Grindr. Grindr is an app that is geared towards the gay community, especially gay men. But don't get it twisted. Straight men are on there as well. And they sucking dick. I'm not, excuse my French, but I'm just putting it out there. And the more candid I am with my diction or whatever the case may. I mean, look, they sucking dick, they fucking, they doing some of everything else on Grindr, and they doing drugs. And methamphetamine is a huge part of that. Anyway, someone's approaching with their dog, I think, but I'm not going to allow that to distract me. Anyway, I met, speaking of functioning addicts, I met a person from Grindr, a male, Hispanic. He came over to my house and we did methamphetamine with each other. And we were talking about our occupations. I don't know how it came up, but it came up. I, of course, lied about my occupation. You don't need to know where I work. But they, pretty much told their truth in regard to, what they do for work. And they're a mail carrier, a fucking mail carrier. And I was tripping out. I'm just like, so you delivering mail and dick. So who's to say what queen opened up the door to get a package from your ass and you worked them and, got your dick sucked or whatever else the case may be. It just tripped me out, but it shouldn't have, because functioning addicts come in all different shapes and sizes. But I was just in awe at the fact that a mail carrier that works a legit job like I do is on Grindr, and I think the motherfucker was married because there was a wedding ring or a ring on a finger that looked like a male's wedding band. Anyway, they came over to my place after we met on Grindr, and it went down in regard to smoking methamphetamine, watching porn, and me servicing them. What else happened? There was a situation where I ended up catching motherfucking syphilis. Yes, it was around the time that I was working for the hotel. I said the hotel, working for the middle school. And I think it was around the same time when I don't know where the fuck I was at in Arizona. I just know that I met a scallywag who knew somebody by the name of Uncle. And Uncle is a black queen that basically houses a whole bunch of motherfucking scallywags. There were scallywags in the motherfucking garage area of Uncle's house doing methamphetamine and probably fucking and sucking and some of everything else. They wasn't doing the thing, but I guarantee you it goes down. If they weren't in the garage area of Uncle's house, they were all throughout Uncle's house, in the kitchen eating. I mean, there was just all type of dick running through Uncle's house. Anyway, I was over there for about 2 days in a row. And I met plenty of scallywags over there. And I ended up hooking up with one of them. And that scallywag and I, rode around and whatever else the case may be, getting high on methamphetamine. They were already pretty much fucked up. But their main choice of drug was that fentanyl shit. So they were pretty much nodding off while I was driving around. And they were in the back seat, pretty much nude, they're from the waist down. I'm driving around playing with dick, jacking it off and doing some of everything else, parking in parks. I could have gotten caught the fuck up and been in prison. Y'all know, because I told y'all January 18th, 2024, I was pulled over and arrested for being under the influence of methamphetamine. I was working third shift for the casino and I was tired as fuck, but I still had enough energy to go get some damn dick. Anyway, yes, I rode around with this. I parked in the Circle K parking lot, broad motherfucking daylight, while business was still happening, jacking off dick in the back seat that was passed the fuck out. I mean, that's how I was a relapse. Okay. Anyway, there was one occurrence where I was, I don't know how, two scallywags that was high on it was high on methamphetamine and fentanyl. I had one in the front, I had one in the back, both passed the fuck out. And I was fondling both dicks. Okay. One would wake up and I'm fondling that when they would pass out. I get bored with that and I start fondling the other one in the back seat. I mean, it went down in regard to relapse. Okay. But anyway, back to Uncle. I remember that it was some rainy days during that time of going, back and forth to Uncle's house and, hanging out and smoking methamphetamine and, playing with dirt trash ass dicks. Anyway, I believe the syphilis was caught somewhere in between there. I've caught syphilis before, unfortunately, back in my Vegas days. From my understanding, you can get syphilis by sitting behind someone on a toilet or something like that, but it's not that easy to catch. Let's just, put it out there. And in the event that my old job is listening, because remember, my ex-boss and my ex-coworker, they know about my platform here on Podbean, and, they could be listening to what I'm putting out there. So just know that y'all weren't in harm's way. You would have to be sleeping with me in order to, catch syphilis. And nobody at my job was sleeping with me. So they weren't in harm's way. The food wasn't tampered with. I wasn't bleeding or anything like that. So, and the kids were definitely safe. I'm not sleeping with them, of course. And, like I said, I wasn't bleeding or spitting on the food or anything like that. So nothing was tampered with. So, everything was fine in that aspect. Anyway, there's stages to syphilis. And, in Vegas, I hit stage 2, which, was the rashes. I remember having them on my feet and on my hands, or the palm of my hands, dark rashes. And, had it went any further, that syphilis could have damaged me. And thank God I had blood work to do with this particular situation. And that's how I knew that, I had syphilis in my, my bloodstream. And, I remember back in Vegas, I had to take a penicillin shot, and that shit, had to get injected, like around your hip area. And it is painful. I remember I was so mad at myself at that particular time, and I was in tears. It was that painful. In this situation, because they didn't know my titer count, I think that's how you pronounce it, TITER. They had to give me a series of penicillin shots, 6 injections, bitch, which would, I had so much anxiety, before I knew what was going to go down. I knew that I was going to have to, take the shot, but I didn't know that it was going to be a series of the motherfuckers. So I had anxiety, just, throughout that whole experience. Anyway, thank God they had another option. They didn't offer this to me in Vegas. I'm not sure if that option was available then or not, but, they had, some pills. It starts with the D. I can't think of it. But these pills kill off, the syphilis. And, I had to take them for 3 weeks. And, day and night. I had to elude, dairy products and all type of shit. But I took the motherfuckers because I didn't want to jump into another stage. I took them pills faithfully. Anyway, I made sure to wait, first of all, I need to talk to my primary doctor because we did blood work, but we didn't talk about the syphilis aspect of it all. I do know that the pills cured everything because I haven't went into any other stages or nothing like that, so I'm fine. But yeah, I opted out from taking them series of penicillin shots. Yeah, but they would have to give me one shot after another in regards to the injections, on an intermittent basis. And that would have been just too much for me to endure. So I just said, fuck it, give me them pills and let that be the reason. But yes, I caught syphilis for being impetuous. My throat started to have this itchy, scratchy feeling. I could barely talk, for one damn thing. I think I've created some episodes for you guys when, yes, I did. I recorded episodes for you guys thinking that I had a cold or something like that and I could barely talk. I think all of that was due to me coming down with symptoms, caused by syphilis. Hitler died of syphilis. He let it go into those various stages and it ended up killing him. It's that serious, you guys. But once again, nobody was in harm's way when I was working at the middle school. You would have to be, sleeping with me. And, that is a way for you to get it. And, anyway, so, I had to go through that. And, I'm telling y'all, it's been a roller coaster in regard to this relapse. But like I said, I've met some very interesting people during this time. Once again, Grindr. I met a Hispanic guy, who was heavy set. He was a lot more heavier back in his days compared to now. But anyway, he weighed a little over 400 or some pounds and he showed me a picture. And it's interesting how he got caught up in the matrix and methamphetamine because of the fact that, he was unhappy with being heavy set. And I'm not sure how he was told that methamphetamine will help you lose weight, but he turned to the, methamphetamine to help him lose weight. Just imagine the many people in this world that are overweight, that are desperately looking for the answer, that have turned to methamphetamine in order to, drop a couple of pounds. And that's what this person did. Not saying that they didn't have it all in regard to the psyche, but they did seem a little, I hate to use the word slow, but they did, I think they were telling me about their life. I think they had a seizure or they have seizures or something to that effect, or they had a stroke or something like that. But, anyway, psyche wise, it's very unbalanced. And, I just think that they are being used, in regard to their current living situation and, some of everything else. They were sending people money that they met from Grindr and, other different apps and stuff like that. And, they're, sending people money for drugs, thinking that they're going to drop them and deliver them off. And the person lives in, I forgot where they live at, but it had nothing to do with Arizona. And I'm sitting there watching them text this person, as we're smoking meth or whatever. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I'm like, this person is playing you the fuck out. This person, for one, they were texting, extra fast. How can I explain it? You know how a bot is when you, text them and they hit you back right away with the answer to something? That's how this person was texting, the person, that I met from Grindr back. As soon as they sent the message to them about, why they haven't came through with the product after they sent them the money, they would get a quick response, oh, well, baby, I'll be there, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it was just, I felt so bad for this person. I'm just like, oh my God, you are this naive that you think that you are going to get some drugs from someone that, anyway, I also met another person, who, I tried to, get some sex from, Let me hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get through this so that I can get home, get some adequate rest for work tomorrow, and let that be the reason. Anyway, I met another person, one night of, binge methamphetamine smoking or whatever. And, they called themselves, I can't think of it. It's a Caucasian male. They hang out in this one particular area that a lot of scallywags and shit hang out. I won't give that area up, but hold on. I'm going to get something to drink. 1 second. Okay. I won't give that area up because it is very, very, very active in regard to drugs and scallywags and shit like that. But this person, I think, had a girlfriend, or either they were married, they have a child or some children. And it seemed from what they were telling me after they turned me down, in regard to the whole sexual aspect of it all, that they gave up their good life to be a part of the streets in order to preach to these individuals that are just out there. And I hate to say it, but I have to say it. Sometimes in life, we have to sacrifice certain things for source in order to get his message out there. And I think that it was I'm not going to say a brilliant thing to do, because like I told this person, these individuals are going to do what the fuck they want to do. And if they want to do drugs, they're going to be out here doing drugs. If they want to sell their coochie and dick or whatever else the case may be, that is what they're going to do. You cannot help everybody. I cannot help everybody. You know what I'm saying? What we need to be doing is helping ourselves so that we can have enough energy to help those individuals that need help the most. But he gave it all up, in order to be out in the streets, preaching to these individuals that need help. I will admit, yes, we did do drugs with each other. And, but through all that, they're, I guess doing their due diligence in order to, save as many souls as they possibly can. Just like me, I'm still well deep into my addiction or whatever, but I am still doing empathic things in regard to trying to steer people away from it all, with putting my own stories of relapse and stuff out there, like I'm doing right now. It's the Matrix is a trip, you guys, and it's catching people up little by little every single day. It don't matter what age you are. I'm curious at the youngest person that's caught up in the motherfucking Matrix. They're getting younger by the day, you guys. And just innocent lives are being destroyed by, drugs. And, anyway, I've been through a series of events regarding my relapses, and, I can't blame anyone except my own self. I met another person on, once again, Grindr. We never hooked up, but in regard to the drug aspect of it all, we swapped methamphetamine with each other and whatever else the case may be. And they wanted a hookup, and they didn't really have a plug. I knew a couple of people, and they decided to go through me. And there was one scallywag that I dealt with on a methamphetamine tip that never done me wrong. And quite frankly, I sucked their motherfucking dick one night. And, they was cool. They never clipped me or down any, well, from my understanding, they never took from me or whatever else the case may be. And I relied on them to, get something for this person. And just let that be the reason. Anyway, the person wanted at 40. I lied and told them it was 50 so that I can get my cut out of it. I remember back in the past, getting weed and stuff from people. They would go into the house to get, whatever I paid for, and they would come out with the sack pretty much dipped in and whatever else the case may be. Or either I would run and, do stuff for folks. And I wasn't getting anything out the deal. So I made sure to get my cut up front, even if I had to scheme and get it. And it was the wrong thing to do because everything didn't work out that particular night. Anyway, I put myself in harm's way, and I, went to meet up with the scallywag in order to get this, $40 worth of methamphetamine. Anyway, the person was even generous enough to give me another $10 for doing all of this. Even though $20 or whatever the case may be is not worth my freedom or whatever, I still put myself in harm's way to go and score this shit for this person, so that they can be happy or whatever the case may be. Anyway, I drove on. I'm not going to say the side of town or whatever, but I drove to go meet the scallywag that I've been cool with. Been doing business with, ever since, that one particular night we met. Anyway, we went to this apartment complex that they took me to before. And when they went there, on any other occasion to get methamphetamine, they would, be in the apartment complex for a little while and they would come right out with the product. This particular time, they didn't do that. And it's just like, okay, for one, this is not my money. And even if it was, we've been doing good business all this damn time. Now you decide to clip me and pretty much, they didn't clip me, but y'all know what I mean. It was still, they still clipped me because, it was somebody else's money and they took it and didn't bring back the product. Anyway, I'm sitting in the car waiting on the scallywag to come out, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm like, this is not happening. Especially when someone is relying on me to do for them. And this is my reputation. You know what I'm saying? I'm a liar now, or whatever the case may be. So the person is blowing me up, asking me like, what's going on in regard to the product. So I'm just like, well, I'm still waiting for the scallywag. And after, this has been some time now. So the person is getting anxious or whatever. And, here I am, the middleman, trying to make things right. And I'm just like, oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go with the bullshit, the shenanigans. And so anyway, in a nutshell, the scallywag never came out. He never returned my calls. He never answered the phone when I called his ass. Nothing. So I'm just like, okay. And then I got this person that wanted the product texting me, and blowing my phone up, getting pissed off at me or whatever the case may be. And so it's just like, okay, I need to make this situation right. I didn't have to do anything. For one, the person don't know where I live. And I don't know where they live. I know what complex they live at, but I don't know exactly what, building or whatever. But I could have just dipped off with that motherfucking money or whatever the case may be. He would never have seen, well, he probably would have, considering we live in the same area. He probably would have seen me again. So it's just like, anyway, I just didn't want that karma on me like that. So I wanted to make things right. Money that I did not have, I went to the ATM and I withdrew 40. Now altogether they gave me 60, and you weren't getting 60. I mean, you just weren't going to get that from me. I'm going to give you 40. I have a little bit of, shit, that you can have, which will equal $10, and let that be the reason. And they were cool with that, and that's how that scenario ended. I gave them $40 of my motherfucking money that I really didn't have, just to make the situation right. I didn't give a fuck about the methamphetamine at that particular point. I was over it. I was so mad that damn night, but everything happens for a reason. These are all universal red flags that are just telling me you are diving a little bit too deep into your addiction. And if you don't get the help that you need now, you are going to get seriously hurt. Because, there was another night where I met a scallywag. I'm telling y'all, when I say relapse, I mean relapse, not relapse. Relapse is. When I say relapse is, that's what the fuck I mean. Today alone has been one day clean, pretty much. Cause I used yesterday. But anyway, once again, I don't know what side of town this is, but I somewhat do. But I just know that there are some businesses in this area. It was late at night, and a whole gang of motherfucking scallywags hang out in this particular area. What I don't understand is these businesses. I understand that you can't kick people off your property or there's something that protects scallywags and homeless people or whatever the case may be. And you really can't, kick them off your property and stuff like that, for, doing drugs and soliciting and all that type of stuff. But I think some of these businesses are getting a cut in regard to sex, drugs, and whatever else the case may be. Because if you are allowing all of this activity to happen near your place of establishment, something don't seem right. But, there's a lot that goes down in the underground, and a lot of these businesses are coming up because of these scallywags and shit like that. They got the drugs and whatever else the case may be. And, it's a good way to make some, even more fast money. And from what I understand, there's a lot of convenience stores and shit like that are down with, having drugs, in their place of establishment and, selling that shit on the sly. Cause these scallywags aren't hanging out at these places of establishment for no reason. They're hanging out there because, shit is going down, drug wise. But anyway, it's been a roller coaster, to say the least. But I don't know, what if I need a direction, in regard to what the fuck do I want to do? Do I want to put myself in a inpatient facility, what I'm saying, in order to get the treatment that I need? But if I do that, I'm going to have to give up a lot of stuff. I don't have no one to watch my apartment while I'm gone for about 2 or 3 fucking weeks in order to detox and all of that type of shit. So it's going to have to be outpatient. I'm not sure how that works, but I need a direction. I missed my psychiatrist appointment in regard to, getting my meds for my bipolar and ADHD. But, I was talking to a good friend of mine in Chicago, and I've been going about therapy all wrong. The therapists that I've been dealing with deal with the medical aspect of it all. I need a therapist that is going to be dealing with the behavioral aspect of it all, of the cognitive, if I'm saying that correctly, the cognitive health or behavior aspect of it all, because I need to know why I am doing certain things, why I know energy wise, why I am attracting what I'm attracting, because I'm putting certain energies out there. But there's a lot of childhood trauma and things of that nature that I need to nip in the bud. I know that I'm feeling a void in regard to these scallywags for a reason. My father was never there in my life. And I know that I'm searching for something that has to do with him. And I need to figure this all out, because the quicker I can figure things out in regard to my childhood, and why, I'm doing certain things now, will definitely be beneficial to, what I'm trying to conquer in regard to, sobriety and whatever else the case may be. But, I'm going to have to dive deep, very deep in regard to, a lot of things. And, I'm glad that when I had the therapy session or the assessment that particular day, that they did ask me the questions that they asked me in regard to molestations. Was I abused when I was younger? Did I see abuse? Those things, those are the things that are going to knock down some barriers and are going to give me the answers to a lot of things, that I'm seeking. There's going to be a lot of tears. It's going to be a emotional ride, to say the least. Am I prepared for it? Not necessarily, but, I'm going to have to just dive into it and, just take it there, because I need this help, badly. That's pretty much what has been going, that is pretty much in a nutshell what has been going on in regard to my life. There's just been a lot of, relapses and, a lot of money spent on some just bullshit. You know, I've heard from several individuals that, you know, the dope is just nasty as the fuck. And, like I said, I'm glad that thank you dealers out there for changing the chemicals in methamphetamine and adding what you guys are adding, because the shit is so fucking nasty to me, but I'm so addicted that, you know, it's going to take me a while in order to get all of that shit out of my system. This is why I keep on searching for, that particular methamphetamine that I had back in Vegas. I'm still addicted to that particular feeling that I felt. You know, I just have to detox really bad. Yeah, that's what's been going on, you guys. I will apologize again for not being consistent in regard to my content. But you know, I have to get me right in order to be right for others that need my assistance. But like I told y'all, I've still been there because I'm an empath for individuals that needed my energy, the most. Like my good friend, and I won't say, you know, what friend this is, but a good friend of mine, you know, they're going through their own situation. And, you know, I've been there for them for the past couple of days now. I've been there for my friend, you know, that I used to work with at the middle school. They've been going, you know, I just been there for other people that have been going through their own situations. So, even though I'm going through my own shit and I need as much assistance as I'm giving other people, I'm still being there for, I'm still being there for people that need me the most. But anyway, 55:44 was the time of the recording. I'm not sure if I'm leaving anything out, because yesterday's episode was an hour and something long, and I'm almost an hour something in. But, I'm trying to think if I need to tell y'all anything else. The main thing is, you know, I'm a day clean, and hopefully knock on someone's wood, it will remain that way. I'm going to have to block a lot of people that I just been meeting, that are associated with that world. You know, I can't have any associations with these people because they're triggers. There are a lot of fucking things that are triggers. I'm going to have to stop going to fucking Circle K's and shit like that. Well, I can't, you know, because, I have my, awards with them. So I get cheap gas and some of everything else, when it comes to Circle K. And I enjoy, I enjoy their services. I can't stop living life and going certain places just because I'm going to be triggered. I have to be strong enough in order to, fight through it. And it's going to be a hard thing, for sure, you know, considering, but no matter where I go, no matter where I try to hide, drugs are going to, you know, they're going to, exist. And, it's up to the person that is going through the addiction to pull that power from within, you know, find it from somewhere, but it's going to have to come from within in order to make it through, you know, because we can't always rely on therapists, counselors, parents, brothers, sisters, or whatever. We have to rely on our own selves to make it through. And, you know, we have it. We have that power. It's just a matter of strengthening it. Never mind. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. It's a matter of making it stronger. So that, but anyway, I think I'm going to end this content. I'm going to play it over. Hopefully it is not distorted like it was yesterday. And, anyway, last thing, I filled out an application, and thank God for Saint LMC. They foreshadowed this particular job with me, and I won't say the name of it, you know, until I feel like I have one foot in the door. I'm going to keep it under wraps for now. But I was talking to Saint about, my credentials, and, you know, Saint having her own credentials, told me about this particular job. And, basically it's a call center that it's a call center that utilizes, the peer support specialist certificate. And I have that. And basically, we will take calls around the clock in order to help individuals that are going through drug addictions, mental health issues, and some of everything else. And this is right up my alley because this is a part of my soul's purpose in regard to what I need to be doing on behalf of Source. If I can, I filled out 2 applications. The cause is, it's a remote job. So the call center one is in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and the other one is somewhere centered in New Mexico. If I get hired for this particular role, I suppose they will send me all the equipment in order to get started working from home, saving lives. And, I'm praying that I get this job. I have to get into my role in regard to not only saving myself, but saving people out there that really need to be saved. And I'm at this moment, I submitted the application. It's under review. And, the only thing that probably wouldn't get me the job is the fact that I don't really have the experience under my belt in regard to the peer support specialist. It's been hard trying to get into that field. And I just haven't scored a job yet. But as far as the experience, I have that. I mean, I'm giving y'all that experience by sharing my stories with y'all in regard to what I'm going through. So if this is what a peer support specialist is being all about, sharing your stories and using your life as a vessel in order to help other people, I already have that. I have 4 fucking social media platforms that I expound my truth on. So I'm an inspiration in that light. Give me the motherfucking job. That's all I can say. Give me the job so I can step in my role, show and prove, and go from there. So pray for me, you guys, that I get this job so that I can sit my ass at home and do what I need to do in order to, steer these people away from the matrix and, methamphetamine or whatever drug they are, deciding to use. I just need to step in my role. But before I can do that, I think that I need to work on myself. And, I was turned down for a position in regard to this company. I filled out an application for the peer support specialist role, but they were looking for a bachelor's degree, but I filled it out anyway, just to throw the real out there. I didn't get that job, but this particular role only calls for a high school diploma or equivalent. I have that. Like I said, the only way I wouldn't get the job is if, they turn me down based upon not having the experience. But pray, like I said, pray for me, you guys, that I get this job, because it will really be beneficial, not only to me, but, to other people as well. All right. I'm going to end this content and get home. I have a couple of things to do before I wrap it up for bed, and let that be the reason. But anyway, you guys, that's pretty much what's been going on in regard to myself and my life. As I said, I'm a day clean, and we start from somewhere, and I'm starting now. And with that being said, keep me in your prayers, and you guys have a good night. LLS, love, light, and support of not only oneself, but each other. And until my next episode or upload, namaste.